Hello and welcome to whathifi.com.
Over the next few minutes, we're going to show you how to pick the perfect size of TV screen for your room.
And how to position it and calibrate it correctly to get the best sound and vision performance from your new plasma or LCD.
Now, if you've just bought a shiny new flat screen TV, chances are you're going to rush home, plug it in and start watching straight away.
But spending a few minutes adjusting its picture settings will improve its performance no end. So, which size of TV is right for you? It might be tempting to think that, budget permitting, bigger is simply better.
But the size of set that's right for you is closely dependent on how far from the screen you're going to be sitting, and that's dependent on the size of your room.
Luckily, an organisation called SMPTE,
which stands for Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineers,
has published detailed guidelines on exactly how far you should sit in order to optimise the relationship between the performance of your television
and what your eyes can discern.
So if you're sitting the correct distance from your TV, you'll see lots of detail, good edge definition and smooth on-screen motion.
But if you're sitting too close to the screen,
which is what will happen if you bought a set that's too big for your room,
then you're going to see a lot of picture flaws like haloing, jaggies and motion smearing.
On the other hand, if you're sitting too far away from the TV,
which is what happens if your screen is too small for the room,
then you'll be straining to see the image and you won't pick up all the picture detail your TV has to offer.
So if, for example, you have a 32-inch set and you watch mainly standard definition material, aim to be sitting somewhere between 1.75 and 3 meters from the screen.
Now things get a little more complicated with high def. This is because with high definition the optimum viewing distance is actually closer than with standard definition due to the greater amount of detail on screen.
So if you have the same 32-inch screen but you're watching high definition material, you should be aiming to sit somewhere between 1.2 and 2.3 meters from the screen.
But hang on, if like most of us you watch a combination of standard definition and high definition, what should you do?
Well, you'll see that the two parameters have a degree of overlap, so aim to sit the minimum distance for standard definition.
Or a little bit further away.
And you should be about right.
A 37-inch set will be ideal for your room if it means you're sitting about 2.5 meters from the screen.
You should buy a 40 or 42-inch TV if you'll be sitting about 2.8 meters away.
A 46-inch set is ideal if you're viewing from a distance of just over 3 meters.
And if your favourite chair is about 3.3 metres from your TV, a 50 or 52-inch TV will be the best.
And if your room is huge and you sit 4 metres or more away from your TV, get a 60-inch set.
Or the telescopic sight off an air rifle, which is my preferred option.
Now when you're positioning your TV, you also need to think about light sources. We're not suggesting that you should sit in a darkened room in order to get the best out of your new set, but try and avoid placing it opposite a window or a direct light source such as a table lamp.
And remember that your TV should be at eye level when you're sitting down watching it, so it's important to invest in a decent rack or stand.
Now once you've got your TV into position, simply connect it to your aerial using a good quality coaxial cable such as this one. Then you're ready to start the auto-tune process and your TV will automatically search for all the stations available in your area.
It's important to feed your TV as strong a signal as possible. So if you don't have access to cable or satellite television, we'd recommend having an external aerial fitted by a professional.
Now once you've got your TV in exactly the right position, have a look at the picture settings and make sure you're getting the very best performance from your new set.
Chances are your new TV is set to the factory default settings, which are likely to be very bright and overdriven to make the screen stand out on the shop floor. But with a few simple tweaks, you'll be able to bring the most out of it for viewing at home.
Yes, now as a simple rule of thumb, we suggest you turn things down. You want to keep the contrast pretty high, but the brightness settings and the colour settings, when they come from the shop, are usually far too near the max, so turn them down.
Many TVs feature digital picture processing systems, and by all means try these out as they're getting better all the time, but we find that they can lend a rather unnatural feel to an image.
And if you want to use more precise picture adjustments, and we suggest that you do, then you need to use the THX Optimizer. This is to be found on some DVDs from the likes of Lucasfilm and Pixar, such as Star Wars Episode 6 or Finding Nemo. It's sometimes called Optimode, and it features a group of menus that allow you to more precisely get the best out of your TV. Here's how. The first THX Optimizer menu is for setting contrast. Now, as you can see, there are 8 boxes on screen. Turn the contrast on your TV up using the picture settings menu on the television itself until you can no longer distinguish between the brightest and the next brightest of these boxes. Then very slowly turn it down until you can just make out the 8 individual boxes. Then the contrast on your TV will be correctly set.
The next screen is for brightness. Turn the brightness up on your TV until you can clearly make out the THX logo in the middle with a black drop shadow behind. Then gently back off the brightness until the THX logo is just visible but the drop shadow has disappeared. At the same time, you should be able to clearly make out 6 grey boxes at the top of the screen with the 7th just visible.
At first, this screen may look a little odd, but in order to do this, you need to wear these. Simply put them on, point the remote at the TV and adjust the colour setting so that every letter in the word colour is exactly the same shade of blue. Likewise, use the tint adjustment to make sure that every letter in the word tint is the same shade. Then your colours will be about right.
Those THX glasses are available from THX.com, but if you don't have a pair, we can use the 4th page of the THX disc to set up the colour on your TV. Turn up the colour until the red box is nice and bright but not bleeding into the boxes either side of it. We can also use this screen to set up sharpness. Turn up the sharpness control until the lines in the bar at the bottom of the screen become edgy and wavery, and then gently back off the sharpness until they become stable and well defined.
So, get all that done and you can be sure you'll be optimising your TV's performance.
So keep checking back with us at whathifi.com,
where we'll continue to bring you handy tips on getting the best out of your televisions, your hi-fis and your home cinema systems.